But then we'll go out to a restaurant in our Jedi robes, and the stares we get from people dressed in costume, and I love that silly sense of fun. That's my pink Cadillac.
I have asked hundreds of thousands of people. That's the first time we've had that answer. Life is just a seesaw. On one end of the seesaw is all the good stuff, joy, meaning, connection, laughter, and community. On the other end, it's stress, it's deadlines, it's responsibility, it's change, and it's pressure. We all live on that spectrum of ups and downs. One day we feel like we have it all together. The next day we feel like we're trying to hold it all together. It's just a journey of ups and downs.
Welcome to a not-so-warm Salt Lake City, Utah. This morning is all about Crown Council, where elite dentists gather. This morning we're going to have a conversation around mental health and well-being, balance, and the transformational power of prioritizing joy. I have a feeling that this is going to be a fun one.
All I ever wanted to do was become a pilot. 14 years old, I started taking flying lessons. And then at 19 years old, I said goodbye to a very nervous set of parents, and I hopped in that aeroplane just south of Sydney. It was an expedition that held every emotion that a good expedition should. Boredom to sheer terror, pleasure to genuine, immense regret. After 70 days and 24,000 nautical miles, it all came to a successful end. What was interesting about the process of writing this book was that it was really a process of reflection. What was going to happen after all of this was over? 523 days after we published that book, I was cut from the wreckage of an aeroplane. And I was flown to hospital as the only survivor.
What he did was share personal stories that brought us to laughter and also to tears. And I think anytime a speaker gets you to feel all the emotions in one speech is just amazing. And it was so inspiring.
Our ability to achieve in life and our ability to overcome in life, it's not determined by what's on either end of the seesaw as much as it is in our ability to balance it. Balance is what determines not just how we feel, but how we function.
Watching Ryan Campbell today was absolutely amazing. The journey, the experience.
But in a time where we've never had so much, why are so many people still looking for something that's missing?
I am definitely life-changed by Ryan.
I think the biggest thing for me was he made me start thinking outside the box about my own life.
What does that missing puzzle piece look like? And where can we find it? This is Flow. Flow is a 19-foot-long, 2.5-ton, 1960 pink Cadillac. Flow is also the worst financial decision I've ever made in my life. It would actually, surprisingly, go on to be this car that taught me what I really needed to know, that pulled me out of that deep, dark hole in my life. See, this car went on to become so much more than just a bad financial decision. It became the catalyst for change in how I lived my life. But more than that, it's gone on to become the center point of the conversation that we get to have together today. The truth is, we're not really here to talk about buying a big pink Cadillac. We're here to talk about you.
It's just a real wake-up call.
Ryan's speech was excellent. It's more important to be able to prioritize joy than run away from what's bad.
And I realized in that moment that I'd been trying to balance my seesaw for years the wrong way. I'd fallen into a trap and a belief that we all fall into at certain times in our life, and that is once the bad stuff is gone, I'll feel good again. The answer to balancing a seesaw is not eradication of the bad, it's balance. The easiest way to balance the seesaw is by placing good on the good end. The missing puzzle piece for so many of us is a simple moment of joy.
My pink Cadillac is a teal Harley Davidson.
I enjoy crossing a finish line.
My pink Cadillac is front row eye contact with band members at a Styx concert.
Every Saturday, I go out to our garage, sit down, and I write in a gratitude book. And I have these little marbles that represent 1 week of my life, and I move one from where it is to the other side. And no matter how hard of a week you've had, it changes your perspective, makes me feel whole.
I've come to believe this. It is only when we begin intentionally balancing our time and prioritizing what actually matters, that we begin to show up better. We unlock a tool that's not just accessible and attainable, but most importantly, sustainable. That fuel is joy. For a lot of reasons, there has never been a more important time to have this conversation than right now. What if every person in the world was given a fresh understanding of the power of prioritizing joy? The greatest lesson I've ever discovered, the one that changed my life and can change yours, was parked in my driveway. And it's not even about a pink car. It comes back to the transformational power of prioritizing joy. Thank you for having me. Have a wonderful event. Cheers.